Hello everyone! Today we are going to have a look at the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon by Ogden Nash. Before we move on to the poem, let's learn a few things about our poet. Frederick Ogden Nash was born in Rye, New York on August 19, 1902. Nash's poems are satires written in light-hearted tone. His poems first started appearing in The New Yorker in the 1930s. His first collection of published poetry was Hard Lines, issued in 1931. Nash delivered lectures at colleges and universities while touring the world and made guest appearances on comedy and radio shows. His humorous poems and ballads are very famous, and he also wrote lyrics for Broadway musicals like One Touch of Venus. Let us now begin with the poem. The poem we are now going to discuss is a ballad. Before analyzing the poem, let us first understand what a ballad is. Ballad is a song or a poem that tells us a story. This poem is a comical ballad which is very close to a parody. A parody is an imitation of the style of a particular writer, artist, or genre with deliberate exaggeration for comic effect. In the first stanza of the poem, we are presented with the character Belinda, who lives with her pets in a little white house. She has a black kitten, a grey mouse, a little yellow dog, and a little pet dragon. She has a red wagon she uses for going to places. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and Reelio Trulio, little pet dragon. As you can tell, this sounds like a nursery poem. Nash repeats words and uses the AABB rhyme scheme in every stanza. When we read out the stanzas loud, we find that the stanzas mirror each other in rhyme scheme and pace. The pace is almost like the galloping of a horse. Now, the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called her Blink. And the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath. Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and Reelio Trulio daggers on his toes. The second stanza of the poem introduces us to the name of her pets. The black kitten's name is Ink, the mouse, being little, is known as Blink, the yellow dog is called Mustard, and the cowardly dragon is known as Custard. In the third stanza, the narrator tells us that the dragon had big sharp teeth, spikes on his back, scales beneath his belly, and dagger-like toes. He also had the ability to breathe fire. In the next stanza, we get to know that Belinda was very brave. Most of her pets shared her trait. Ink and Blink were so courageous that they chased lions down the stairs. But Custard the dragon was cowardly and preferred to be caged so he could feel safe. Belinda, Ink, Blink, and Mustard were all brave, even though they were much smaller in size compared to Custard. Next, we are told that Belinda tickled the cowardly dragon. Ink, Blink, and Mustard rudely called him Percival. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Reelio Trulio cowardly dragon. Percival was a brave knight who served the King Arthur. The other pets called him Percival to mock him for being cowardly. The animals are being ironic by naming the dragon Percival. Irony is a device that expresses something by using words completely opposite to what we mean. By comparing the dragon to the valiant and heroic Percival, his companions are actually emphasizing his cowardly nature.